valves open and close. Ooh, what's that? Coolant?
What are we leaking now?
At least we didn't fill it up with coolant. Alright. Swap number 3.
Welcome back to the channel. So yesterday, me and Chris went and picked up the other BRZ from Florida. And today, we're going to be fixing his broken BRZ that might have a rod knock, might just have a cam phaser that's out. What do you think, Chris? We'll find out once the engine's out.
Yeah, we'll find out. But we got a new motor over here. That's supposed to only have 40,000 miles on it.
And not a rod knock.
And not a rod knock. So we'll find out about that too. Because I didn't really test anything on it. But I'm thinking it'll work. We'll be alright.
They should call him a rod knockster.
Right? Modified or stock, the Subaru is still knock. Bend a little bit.
It's just weird that it goes away. I feel like it's a cam phaser. Rev it up. Huh? Maybe a cam phaser. Do it when it's under load. I don't think it's a knock. There's no way. It's a phaser, I bet. So you could kind of hear it, but if it was a knock, it'd just be like
All the time.
yeah, especially at the beginning when it's that loud. We could pull the pan and see if there's any metal in it.
Well, it was like full of sludge before. Like I had them do the recall of the valve springs on this thing, and then they looked at it and they were like, "Has the oil ever been changed or something like that?" I was like, "No, I just bought it that way." But
You're a little ticky.
pull it off here. Oh, look at that, Dave.
Amazing.
Dave, today I learned something. You're not used to working on baby cars, man. Like, look, this thing doesn't weigh anything.
See if there's any metal flakes in there.
Pretty new still.
You should have put a magnet in that. Well, looks like it has a little bit of sparkly stuff in it. Can't really tell because that pan, you can't really slosh it all the way to one side. The coolant is now draining, and then we'll get the engine out. Got the intake manifold off. Access to this hole back here so you can get to the torque converter bolts. Since this is an automatic, using a padlock because Chris didn't have a hook.
Doesn't kind of look like
The transmission. Now that the engine is out, me and Chris need to swap over some of the cooling lines, the throttle body, maybe pull some of the injectors out of this engine to put on his newer BRZ. But also, we're going to change the tranny fluid filter as well as the fluid, get the torque converter seated back in the transmission, and then we'll get everything on this engine so we can put it in the car. Decided to run by the parts store, and Chris, I convinced him to put new plugs in the engine.
I mean, it
took us, what, 4 hours?
A lot longer to find spark plugs than to convince me to put them in.
Like
there.
4 hours to find spark plugs.
We literally called like 5 dealerships, Subarus, Toyota dealerships, all of that, and none of them, 3 of them didn't answer their phone. 2 of them didn't have anything. I mean, it's crazy that dealerships don't have spark plugs. for cars now.
But now, you know, O'Reilly actually came in hand for something.
we found one like 20 minutes away that had them, and they actually had them after saying they did. So unfortunately, they're not cheap spark plugs for these, but
they weren't bad.
They're not horrible. They're like 20 bucks a piece. At least we only had to buy 4.
They're just different.
Yeah.
So I guess
you see how they're 12 millimeter thread. They're pretty thin.
Yeah, they're like the only plug that you can get for these.
Dave didn't believe me, and I was like, I'm telling you, there's not many there's like maybe one other
There's an NGK. It's the only other thing.
And you're not going to find them either. It's not like they're going to be in stock, so.
There you go. See what's really inside these cylinders.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do this.
We found some spider webs already, so hopefully. Get her in the hole, Chris.
Oh. Usually I don't have to do this.
Oh, that doesn't look bad. A little oily, but...
It's the direct injection life right there.
I wonder what that is on the side, if that's oil or if that's...
I don't know. But we're going to put some WD-40 in there.
Pull it back a little bit so I can see the cylinder wall more. I mean, the piston looks clean.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at that weird thing, but it might just be a reflection.
Yeah, the ring, like not the ring, but
the cylinder wall where it looks...
where the ring would be.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check this one.
That one's all the way up almost.
Oh yeah,
You can't really see much.
Not much to see there.
It looks the same. They all look kind of carbony though, like kind of oily. That one's kind of up too. Go back a little bit. Pull back, 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 back.
Hold on, it's cool.
No, yeah, it's all the way up.
Yeah.
Try the next one. It looks the same as the other one. That one. Yeah, looks the same. Kind of looks wet. Cylinder kind of looks. I mean, the cylinder looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it looks good. It's just a reflection right here. I see.
I mean, they look pretty clean though. So
yeah, they don't look bad. I think
looks like it could have only 40,000 miles on it.
WD-40 down in there. Give her a little.
Good thing is that they didn't look all rusted in there anyway. So
how much is coming out here? Oh, quite a bit. Go like this. You do the other side. We'll give her a few turns over. And what that does is kind of give her, it kind of looked lubricated, but just gives it that little extra cylinder lubrication since it's been sitting. This is how you know to replace the plugs. Whenever it starts to make the ceramic discolored.
You guys know something? Dave brought his own gloves with him.
Just a pair. I already had to use.
He we stopped. Where did you first pull your gloves out at?
I don't know.
Was it I don't remember where we went, but yeah, Dave just pulls his orange gloves right out of his pocket. FA 2147. Yeah.
Hold on.
Good? Yeah.
Good?
Yep.
New engine is in the car, bolt to the transmission. Pretty much everything is connected. Gonna connect the serpentine belt really quick, put the intake on, and then try to start her. The guy that sold my friend the engine, I guess he took, there's a little barb down here on the automatics. It's pressed in, and this must be a manual engine because it's threaded, because it would have a plug in it. But he didn't give us the little barb fitting so he can connect the coolant lines that go to the transmission cooler. I was just kind of worried about this engine that we just put in. What do you think?
Just because it's making a noise when we turn it.
Fuel pump relay's out. I'm gonna try to crank it and see what happens. Sounds like the phasers, because they're both clicking.
Yeah. We found out that it has, these things have like 10 psi of oil pressure at idle.
When they're warm.
Huh? Yeah, yeah, it's like 40, I think, when we started it. It's full.
Yeah. I mean, we could see if any oil got to the filter yet, but I really doubt it. Yeah, nothing to the filter yet, so. I mean, it sounds like cam phasers.
See, it's still that side, too.
Do it again.
Ooh, what's that? Coolant?
Oil.
What?
Where's the oil coming from? I don't get why that thing's leaking the oil out of it.
I hear it.
There.
It's probably the oil just got to the cams.
Yeah. So Chris noticed that the oil is coming from underneath this big cover that the ECU is on. And we're going to crank it because it looks like there might be a hole that's not plugged right there. Yep. All right. Oh, there's like a tube, right? What was missing was this little external bypass that goes from the front of the head to the back of the head, which was leaking a bunch of oil out. Hopefully that's where all the oil is coming from, and hopefully that's why this phaser on this side keeps clickety clacking.
Yeah, we'll see.
We're hoping.
Yeah.
Went away. Still not starting though. You can delete your wiener, but you can't delete your gas can.
There we go. I knew it wasn't fucking going that way.
Chris ended up having some spare fuel, but
wait,
it has the thing, so you can't actually dump it in the car.
Yeah, this is like, how has nobody invented a better option for the?
Oh, they did.
For the EPA.
They did, but it didn't have all that stuff on there.
It's gonna leak if I do it that way. We need a funnel.
What are we leaking now? Fuel? I mean, I don't see any leaks now.
Yeah, I'm hoping it.
Yeah, once it gets a high pressure pump on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. After fixing our fuel leak, our oil leak, and our almost knocking sound,
Right.
which was cam phasers, try this. Hopefully, she'll start right up. And not light on fire. Do you have a fire extinguisher?
Nope.
No, well, burn the house down.
Well,
I'm plugging all the injectors to see if she flooded, because a lot of gas got in the cylinders when we pull the intake manifold.
like, I feel like if it had no compression or really low, it would be starting a lot faster though, you know? Like cranking faster.
So we figured out that we have to pull the engine out because the guy Chris bought the engine from, for some reason, decided to torque down the flywheel or the flex plate bolts, but he pulled the trigger wheel that's in between the flex plate.
Yeah, here, I don't know if you need the light, but
Yeah, this
right here, the metal.
Yeah, is gone. I don't know why you torqued down the...
We didn't even think about it.
Well, yeah, the thing was torqued down. Look at that. For some reason, the person that sold Chris this engine, for some reason, they pulled this off and then
put
the flex plate back on and torqued it down. So there's a little alignment pin right there. You want to make sure it's lined up. If you don't have that on there, it's not going to start because it's not going to have any spark, huh, Chris?
No way.
Everything's back together. What do you think's going to happen, Chris?
I think it's gonna start. Now that it knows, you know, where the crankshaft position is, so.
Yeah, we might have spark. We definitely had fuel.
Yeah, we know we already had fuel, so.
I'm gonna stand back here.
No more clacking.
I wouldn't say that yet.
It's gonna be all good. You know, just.
Oh, you just start it because there's no oil in it.
Yeah.
There's oil in it, but
no,
it's just not on the dipstick.
Yeah, it's also tilted back though, so that's part of that. Okay, ready?
Yep. Woo.
gonna be good. I really think so now.
Well, I could have Chris's stages of.
Yeah. So here's what we need to do in the video. You need to put the sad, it's knocking, clacking, whatever part. Then the, oh my God, we figured out that there's no reluctor wheel on there part.
No, there's the one in
like
between.
All the stages, and now I'm in the happy stage, right? And then we're gonna get oil. We're gonna put the exhaust manifold on and everything, and then maybe it's gonna be effed again. I don't know. And then we'll get the stage of denial, like it's okay, it's all right.
Package just came.
Yep.
And they sent this big box from Summit for this one little fitting. Trying to smash the exhaust up there. Finally. And me and Chris got all the hoses connected for the cooling system. So it sounds worse than the other one. Just let it idle.
What? There's nothing like in the belt's on and everything, the serpentine belt?
Yeah, the belt's fine.
No.
Does it have an oil pressure light?
No. Well, it has like an oil level light, I think.
Oh, it doesn't tell you like what the oil pressure is? That's 100% knock. That is like, just leave it running and come listen to it. It's not gonna, you're not gonna do anything to it. It's like right here in the center, you can hear it. Before the phasers were up here, this is right. Give it a little rev. That's definitely a knock. Huh?
I said, yeah, it's a bad one.
It sounds good, but other than like the... yeah. Uh-oh. At work for...
Nada.
Facebook Marketplace fail.
For a FRS with a spun bearing.
And a spare engine, maybe.
It's gonna magically start working again.
Yeah.
I doubt that one. The diesel.
Where are you going? Huh?
I said you can get it to change knobs.
Well, it's because it has a really big knock. Hey, yeah, do like 3 grand like you did the other one. Alright. Where's the coal? Sounds like a diesel. Oh, yeah.
You scared of it?
Yeah.
All right. Swap number 3.
After a whole lot of time putting an engine in, pulling it out, putting it in, pulling it back out, putting it back in.
Thinking it was good, thinking it was bad.
Thinking it was good when we went to bed last night. This is probably the best reason why not to buy a used engine off of Facebook Marketplace, because we spent all this time and we're literally where we were 3 days ago, right?
Possibly worse.
Well, you got a good hood. You
Yeah.
got a few good parts.
The motor that was in it though
sounded better.
sounded better.
Yeah.
It
So
wasn't as knocky.
So I would recommend, if you're going to look at an engine on Facebook Marketplace,
You got to see it run before they pull it out.
make sure it runs and don't just always believe them. So I'm going to end the video here. If you like these videos, make sure to click the subscribe button, thumbs up, throw a comment below. And as always, Chris, what do we do?
All right.